A tense situation arose when farmers blocked the water from the Kiribati River, preventing it from flowing down from the Mahavelikada River in Surya River. Water released from the Kiribati River this morning flowed through the Valava left bank and reached the Surya River Mahavelikada River. However, farmers in the area who blocked the flow of water by closing the gates of the Mahavelikada River pointed out that they will not reopen the gates until they get the water that they need for their paddy fields.
බලාත් ගොවි අපිත් ගොවි එනිසා බලාත් බත් කන්න ඕනේ අපිත් බත් කන්න ඕනේ අන්න එහෙම හිතලා උඹලට ටිකක් හරි යම් ප්‍රමාණයකට වතුර හදලා පල්ලෙහා මිනිස්සු ඉන්නවා කියන හැඟීම තියෙනවා නම් දොරවල් අරලා වතුර පල්ලෙහාට දීපල්ල තවත් එන්නේ.
Despite the intervention of the officers from the Mayurupura Mahavali authority, the parties involved couldn't come to a settlement. The farmers dispersed after receiving instructions from officials to obtain water until 12 noon on Monday and reopen the gate and allow the water to flow downstream thereafter. Plans are in place to limit power generation at the Samanalawewa power plant after the 15th of August, as the water capacity of the reservoir has decreased further. The Ceylon Electricity Board said measures will be taken to generate power only during peak hours for electricity demand. The CEB has reportedly planned to release the water used for power generation to the Udawalawa reservoir.
Why is it important that the water required for cultivation be released through the Udawalawa reservoir?
Out of the 25,000 hectares of fields nourished by the Udawalawa reservoir, 15,000 hectares are paddy fields. This reservoir also nourishes 5 medium-sized tanks and 118 small tanks. Although 3,200 acre-feet of water is required for all these activities per day, only 1,400 acre-feet is released due to the lack of water. While water is supplied to Chandrika Wewa, Muravasihena and Angunukola Palassa under the Valava right bank, water is supplied to Sevanagala, Kiribati Wewa and Surya Wewa Mayurapura under the left bank. In other seasons, water is usually released for an intermediate season between Yala season and Maha season, and farmers are able to provide a good harvest during that season as well. Due to lack of rain this season and delay in releasing of water from Samanalawewa, some lands are no longer in a state that can be salvaged.
This is the state of farmlands today.
This is the situation today of the fields of the Denyaya unit of the Muravasihena division in the Valava right bank.
With the rate that these fields are drying up, we won't be able to salvage anything. Provide us with the reasonable compensation so that we can educate our children and carry on with our lives.
These farmers were pumping the irrigation water from Liangastota Anicut as a last-ditch effort to save their fields. The main wewa that supplies water to the Mayurapura region has not received water yet. Farmers point out that many paddy fields in the area can no longer be saved.
Look at this. This is what we have to show after 3 months of hard work. We spent 56,000 rupees to sow these fields. The fertilizer alone cost us 31,500 rupees.
We don't have a way to pay back our debts. This is why we are helpless. Why has this issue received so much attention?
7,000 kilograms of paddy is cultivated from 1 hectare in Valava and 105 million kilograms of paddy is provided for national rice production in the Yala season alone. This is a very high contribution to national paddy production. During the past few seasons, Sri Lanka experienced a reduction in paddy harvest, shortage of rice and a spike in the price of rice in the market, all because of the reckless actions of the government.
The current state of the Udawalawa reservoir.
The Sri Lanka Mahavali Authority says that the water capacity of the Mahavali reservoir is only enough for 3 more days. They also stated that there is only 5,000 acre-feet of water available. The amount of water released from the Samanalawewa to the Udawalawa reservoir yesterday was 2,300 acre-feet. The Mahavali Authority stated the water was released from the Mayurapura and Surya Wewa areas through the left canal last afternoon, and water will be released to the Angunukola Palassa through the right canal until Monday.
Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira said that a parliamentary select committee must be appointed to punish those responsible for the current water crisis.
A select committee should be appointed to at least find out who is responsible for this situation. We don't need to protect anyone here. If anyone has done something wrong, I believe that they deserve to be punished. I can clearly see that this situation was not understood properly. The top priority is drinking water. Then comes water for cultivation. I am working to submit this to the cabinet and provide compensation to farmers. The president has also agreed to provide compensation. Wrong decisions are the main reason for the woes of the farmers without water. Farmers in the north, central and eastern provinces are suffering as they are unable to sell their produce at a reasonable price. A group of farmers from the Yaya 2 village in the Rajangania agrarian settlement staged a protest demanding that a kilogram of their paddy be sold at 130 rupees.
It costs close to 105 rupees to produce a kilogram of paddy. The ministers are silent while a paddy kilogram is allowed to be priced at 60 to 70 rupees. The government must stop these games.
Why are you not doing anything to solve the problems we face? You are there because of us. You are fed as a result of our hard work. You fill your pockets while we are left helpless.
Give an opportunity to the farmers who feed the nation to appoint a government that looks into our issues.
It is the private sector that purchases most of the paddy from farmers. Only the Paddy Marketing Board has the ability to create an environment where traders purchase paddy from farmers at a fair price, and that can be done by controlling the price in the market. Farmers claim that the Paddy Marketing Board is not fulfilling this responsibility. What is the situation in Ampara? Harvest in many paddy fields nourished by the Senanayaka Samudra have been reaped. 93% of the paddy cultivated in these areas is Nadu, and the delay of the Paddy Marketing Board to purchase this paddy is one of the reasons for the issue to escalate. Farmers point out that the market price of paddy has reduced further as the Paddy Marketing Board has issued paddy to mill owners for a cheap price of just 80 rupees.
A kilogram of paddy is sold at 95 rupees. They measure it in the storage. Paddy that was sold for 120 rupees last season is being sold at 80 rupees by the Paddy Marketing Board together with mill owners this season. This must be stopped and these crooks must be removed.
Convening a media briefing, the Ampara Farmers Movement expressed the following views regarding the current situation.
There is no way to sell paddy that were cultivated with multiple elephant attacks. The paddy which was purchased for 120 rupees is being sold for 80 rupees to private businesses. Without doing that, the government should at least purchase paddy for 100 rupees. The Agriculture Ministry has loaned money to the marketing board for the interest rate of 8%. The board then claims that they cannot purchase this paddy and that only Kiri Samba, and Bola paddy, Nadu, red and white rice have been cultivated the most. There is no one to purchase these. While stored paddy is being sold at 80 rupees, the price of paddy in the market has reduced to 70 rupees. They have created a path for these private businesses to generate money. If the government is trying to ward off the farmers from the fields and give them to private businesses, the same thing that happened to the former leader will happen to you as well. We are ready to do that to protect the people and the farmers.
News First inquired from the chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Buddhika Iddamalgoda, regarding allegations made by farmers. He said that following the allegations raised by farmers, and as per the instructions of the minister, the decision made by the Paddy Marketing Board to sell paddy at 80 rupees has been temporarily halted. He added that this would lead to these paddy stocks becoming unsuitable for consumption within the next 2 months. The chairman said that the decision to sell paddy at 80 rupees was made in order to repay the loans obtained from the state banks at an interest rate of 28%. He also said paddy cannot be purchased in Ampara using the money loaned from the Farmers Trust Fund at an interest rate of 8%, as only long Nadu is being sold in those areas. Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Buddhika Iddamalgoda, added that as there is no proper price for that variety of paddy, if that paddy is purchased, it would be difficult to settle the loan taken from the Farmers Trust Fund by the 31st of December. Swathes of paddy fields belonging to farmers in the southern province including Hambantota, are facing an imminent threat of destruction. On the other hand, farmers in the northern province, including Ampara, are facing a crisis where they are unable to sell their harvest. This situation is in no way the fault of farmers. These farmers are in dire straits because the political authorities and government officials fail to take timely decisions and fulfill their responsibilities. Similar inept decisions of political authorities and government officials on the organic fertilizer policy plunged both the farmers and the citizens of Sri Lanka into a crisis that they are still suffering from. All of this was caused simply due to the failure to take right decisions at the right time. In the end, the people of the country not only had to endure a food crisis, but also suffer losses in the billions. The purchase of 96,000 metric tons of organic fertilizer did nothing but add on to the massive losses that were already suffered. Although the civil society and media revealed details of the corruption behind this import, the politicians claimed that there was none. But as always, slowly but surely, the truth has been revealed. The revelation on the corruption in the import of this stock of organic fertilizer from China was made through a special audit report prepared by the National Audit Office. It was revealed that the organic fertilizer brought from China contained harmful bacteria such as Avinia and Bacillus. The shipment of fertilizer was refused entry into the country. However, the audit report revealed that letters of credit were issued for this stock of fertilizer based on the recommendations of a special committee appointed by the then Secretary of the State Ministry of Agriculture. As the shipment was refused entry into the country, the Ceylon Fertilizer Company Limited and the Colombo Commercial Fertilizers Limited took steps to reject the related payments. But then, Sri Lanka was required to pay 1,382 million rupees, which was equivalent to $6.9 million at the time, as an advance for 75% of the cost of the fertilizer on the ship. The cabinet also approved making this payment. The payment was made on agreed conditions. According to these conditions, the Chinese company was bound to resupply fertilizer that met standards set by Sri Lanka. But still, there has been no shipment of fertilizer sent from that Chinese company to Sri Lanka to date. According to these conditions, the validity of the letters of credit and performance bond should have been extended. The intention was to keep the deal alive and get a return on the money that had already been paid to the Chinese company. But what has happened now? The letters of credit expired on the 12th of March 2022 and the performance bond expired on the 24th of March 2022. In the end, we have neither the money nor the fertilizer. The country has lost 1,382 million rupees because of this agreement. The Auditor General's recommendations include filing legal action against the suppliers and blacklisting the same company. The audit report also stated that it was observed that officials from the Ceylon Fertilizer Company Limited and the Colombo Commercial Fertilizers Limited, the State Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Agriculture have neglected their responsibilities by not maintaining the letters of credit and performance bonds as agreed in the Colombo High Court on the 3rd of January 2022. It has been a year since this report was published. What are the steps that have been taken by the responsible authorities against this massive waste of money? The farmers of Sabargamua, Uva and the south, including Hambantota, are suffering because of another inept decision. Meanwhile, farmers harvesting paddy in the east have also been left helpless because the harvests in the government paddy storage facilities are being sold for a low price in the market. Politicians and high-ranking government officials who have caused these massive losses to the country by making inept decisions and now are passing around the blame continue to be protected. In the end, it is the innocent farmers and citizens of this country who are left to suffer.